They've gone from LSD to MRIs, from the Rolling Stones to kidney stones, from free love to free samples. It's Boomer and Friends at Fat Hat Radio.
I have gotten to Jigger's joint. I'm here by myself right now, but I have heard from Jigger, and he's expected to stop in. So that should only be a minute or so. Looking forward to that. You know what? Didn't mention earlier that the Fat Hat Radio Survivor Pool is down to 3, which is Billy, who's over there in London, Adam, one of our local finest, and Joe, one of my golfing buddies from the old men's, or the mature men's league over there at Bensalem Township Country Club. And they're the last 3 left out of 60. We're going into week 8. Now, Billy and Adam both have Kansas City, which Danny O thinks could be an upset. And then...
Hello?
Hello?
Yo!
Is that my good friend?
Hello? Can you hear me? Ed Jones.
Ed Jones. Coinsy, is that you too?
Yes, I'm on a stationary bike, and I'm just finishing up here.
Whoa. You sound like you're just sitting at the bar.
I will be shortly.
Excellent.
That's why I'm on the stationary bike now.
Go get him. No wonder you look so good.
Mike, can I start? Eddie already knows what I want to talk about.
Good,
and
let's hear it.
And it's a mutt that plays shortstop for the Dodgers. Did you see that?
Who is it? Is that Machado?
Machado.
Okay.
Did you see what he did last night?
Jimmy, I couldn't stay awake.
He hit the ball to left field.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was in the maybe 6th or 7th inning, so it was, right before I passed out, but it was about 10 o'clock. So he hit the ball, and of course he stands at home plate and admires it. There's 2 outs, and it's a 1-run game. He stands and admires it. Where do you think it hits? Off the wall. He gets a single.
Oh. He's worth every dollar he's looking for, huh?
He's a dog. He's been a dog. And the other thing he told Mike last week with the guy on first base when he stepped on his Achilles.
Yeah, you were telling us.
I don't want this guy anywhere near Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Scumbag dog.
Yeah, I don't want him here either.
What they said last night on the radio or on the TV was that he's been doing this for a while in Baltimore, but nobody cares because they stink.
Right. Nobody's watching him.
Like he does. Yeah, he does exactly. He doesn't run out grounders, and this was unbelievable. He was lucky to get to first base because the guy made a nice play off the wall.
Is that right? Well,
and
hopefully he won't appear.
Joe Buck went off. Schmaltz was trying to push it aside, and Joe Buck goes, "Well, I understand what you're saying, John, but this is the 3rd game of the World Series. It's a 1-run game, and this guy's standing there watching the ball."
Right.
And he kind of left
Admiring
it at that. I was very, very proud of at least somebody calling this guy a scumbag out.
Right.
But if the right thing that should have been done is he should have been taken out of the game. But
but that never happens. Right, that never happens. That don't even happen to your boy Poncho here, and he's no Machado.
Well, no, what's his name took him out last year. McCannon did. He yanked him 1 game last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but not this guy.
But this guy, Kapler's too worried about his computer. He would never do that because he wants to be everybody's.
I know he puts up with it.
Kapler wants to be everybody's. Yeah, he wants to be everybody's buddy.
Yeah.
And tell them how great they are, which is another thing that made me sick this year with the Phillies. But okay, I'm off my soapbox. I had to bring that up.
Well, I just want to add that I'm with this whole Machado thing for more than one reason. The one reason now, what the number one reason is now, is because of all these things that you've been pointing out to me for the last 3 months in this guy. He's a bum. And the other thing, which used to be my first reason, because if he comes, Franco goes. And I want my man Franco in the lineup next year.
No. They put Machado at shortstop. You wouldn't have to worry about Franco.
Yeah, but
They just put
okay.
shortstop now.
Well, who'd they have a shortstop this
put him
year?
at
The
shortstop?
kid, right? Right. I can't think of
Two
his
kids,
name.
and they both stink.
Yeah.
Crawford and Tinker.
But they'll-
Neither one of
but
them
they'll-
can hit 220.
They'll move one of them to third because they got them
Why?
cheaper.
They can't hit.
I don't know why. No, I agree. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
Franco's cheaper than Kingery at this point. Kingery's guaranteed $26 million, Mike.
Wow.
Remember he signed that ridiculous
He
contract
signed a
last
4-year contract.
year?
which
for
is-
$26 million.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that
J.P.
much.
Crawford's probably on the hook for, maybe $1 million.
800,000, right?
You can get a
Right.
long term. Yeah.
He's
So,
close to the
there you
minimum,
go.
I would think.
Now I just got on. Did you get a call in from London?
No. Very disappointing.
Bummer.
And he was in touch with me all morning. He was texting me. Says there was either some mechanical failure when they tried to call in, and they thought they could, because we had two options for him here. And the app's not. He didn't call in on the app, and I sent him a little string of messages here, like what happened, and he hasn't picked them up because the way this app works, it gives you like a double check mark, I guess, when the sendee looks at the text. So I'm hoping they're okay. I'm actually a little concerned because he remembered this morning. He sent me a reminder the other day. So I'm really surprised they didn't call in. That's why I think it has to be something wrong.
No, it's probably. Do you think it has something to do with? He's able to talk. Did you talk to him live, or was it all text?
No, it was all text, and it's on this app called WhatsApp. And supposedly,
Yeah, I've been on that. I've used that.
Okay.
We used that when we went to Europe. It worked fine when we were in Europe. But I don't know if it works from here. I guess it. Yeah, we've talked to Georgia on that many times when she was in Spain. So I'm surprised it didn't work, Mike.
yeah, I don't know. That's what I hope they're okay. Because at 5:30 our time, he was sending me text this morning, just checking to make sure what number he should call. So I was hoping that maybe he found a way to call the landline that we're talking on.
Yeah, they're 5
Even though
hours
we're in
different
Jigger's
than
joint.
England.
Right. Yeah, but he was up for
5
it.
hours
I
different.
mean,
Hey, listen.
yo.
Just so you know, don't tell
Yeah.
McIntyre you're using a line for London. You don't know anything I do.
I want to tell
Well,
you,
he shouldn't. You're the president.
that's right. And besides that,
Go ahead. He's a
You-
peon. You don't have to worry about him.
you
got
warned
final
me.
call. Forget about McIntyre.
Eddie, you warned me a year ago. He knows nothing from me. My lips are sealed.
I know.
He don't-
I know.
I don't even talk to him about Fat Hat Radio when I see him. I don't want him to get any idea.
You're listening to Fat Hat Radio.
If you are thinking of selling your home, don't talk to strangers. Visit MikeBergenRealtor.com and deal with a friend.
All right, Mike. So moving on, should we let Ed talk pontificate about the 76ers?
And let me
Bad they
just,
look so far?
I do want to hear about the Sixers from Eddie, but let me preface it with this. I've missed most of the Flyers games this year, but I've caught a little bit of the Flyers,
Good miss.
and I've caught a little bit of the Sixers, and I swear the Sixers are more entertaining.
Well, the Flyers stink. And how much longer
Well,
is this coach?
they got
gonna be?
problems.
And forget the coach.
He
How
won't-
about the GM?
He won't make it to New Year's. The GM, Hextall will fire him before he quits, before he gets canned. Or they'll both go together.
Oh, he's got it. He's done. I just look at the draft choices that they got, and compared to the guys around the league that were picked in that same first round, and pretty much the guys in the other teams contribute heavily. Where this guy Nolan Patrick's invisible a lot. He's invisible
He's a nice player.
Right?
Yeah, he's a nice player, but I won't argue that he's a high first rounder. And they picked him first,
Yeah.
right?
Number 2, Mike. Number
Yeah.
2.
I know. I can't argue.
He's not a number 2. And, these other guys, nobody can score on this team. As usual, it's the same story.
I
They
know.
make
Saying
every goalie look like Patrick Waugh.
they
Or
weren't.
take your pick. Ken Dryden. Every
Ken
goalie looks
Dryden,
like Ken
man.
Dryden.
You're really going back. Who was the Devils goalie? That's the guy I'm trying to remember. Martin Brodeur. Martin Brodeur.
Yeah, Mark.
He was great.
He was great too.
Eddie, you remember Martin Brodeur?
They all make them. Absolutely.
Who?
Well, all the
Martin-
torment the Devils did.
Devils
How
goalie.
would you not remember him?
New Jersey Devils
What's that?
goalie. Martin Brodeur.
Yeah.
Eddie was probably a
He was,
fan of his.
He tormented the Flyers. Brodeur.
He did, but he tormented the whole league. He was
Devils
good.
Tormented the Flyers.
So why are the
Ed, good
Sixers so much more fun to watch, Ed? What's going on there?
Why are they?
Up next, Ed Basketball Jones.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't watch any of the Flyers, so I can't compare to that. The only thing I'll say about the Sixers is that Simmons hopefully will be back, but this kid, this guy Redick, shooting the shit out of the ball, right? And Embiid, like him or don't like him, this guy's got a personality and he plays and he's a good player.
Right.
So they're fun to watch. They're not closing.
They
out
are fun to
games.
watch.
I saw the game against Detroit when they let Blake Griffin.
Oh my God.
50
in
points.
overtime. And then with like 6 seconds left to go to the game in the overtime, they're up by 2 after Redick hit a 3 and got fouled in overtime, and 4 people played matador defense. They just
I
waited
saw
for
that.
the guy to go to the basket.
saw that.
He makes the layup, gets fouled, and they lose in overtime. It's like,
That was
Hey, Ed,
tough.
come on, man.
Yeah, that was tough. I saw that.
They said in the huddle before that inbounds play to Griffin in overtime, Brett Brown told them exactly what they were going to do. They did exactly what he told them they were going to do, and nobody covered them.
Yeah.
They did Matador.
Listen, if somebody's going to listen, Jimmy, you played enough. If somebody's going to beat you, all right, let them beat you with a jump shot, not a layup.
Absolutely. And
Make-
they get
make a
close,
jump.
you got to hammer them.
Well, if they got a chance for a layup, then you got to make sure they don't make the layup and make them make
Correct.
the shots from
Correct.
the line. I mean,
Well, that's what
none
he
of
tried
that
to
stuff.
do when he fouled them, right? Somebody tried to do
Well, he
that.
tried to,
Was that
but-
Covington?
And in fairness, this guy Griffin is strong. He's a beast.
Okay, but they told them what they were going to do. They knew the play.
Well, I know that. I'm not saying anything about that.
And then,
Listen,
let me ask you a
there's really
question.
not
I know you love Embiid. Embiid, he's a personality. He's a lot of fun, blah, blah, blah.
I like
But
him
why
too.
is he 30 feet from the basket? Ed, why is he 30 feet from the basket taking threes? He's 7'2".
Yep.
He hits
What's
them.
the deal there?
But the only thing about it, Jimmy,
He doesn't make them all, Mike. Go ahead.
Nah, nobody does.
He makes them. He makes some. He makes
Right.
some. So at least it kind of gives him a little bit of a reason to be doing it, like versus having Ben Simmons out there or Fultz who won't even shoot the ball. And at some point you got Redick. At some point in this game now you have to be able to have guys that shoot threes. You have to be able to do something from distance so that you open it up a little bit. I mean, that's just really what the game has become. The game's not a center's game anymore like it used to be with Wilt or with Bill Russell or with Kareem or somebody like that. Just not,
All right, but
the
if
game
he
anymore.
takes a shot, there's nobody to get the rebound.
But it's good. I'm not saying it's the best thing to do. I'm just saying that that's part of his game, and they let him do it.
Yeah, and
he's
what
going to do it.
Like you said, he makes. Ed, do you have any idea what percentage of threes he makes?
I'm going to probably, if I had to throw, and I don't have a paper, but we can look. I'm going to say he's probably high 30s, which, quite frankly, high 30%.
Really?
Quite frankly, that's not bad. I'd bet $1 that he's at least 35%.
Really? Because
that's worth it.
I didn't
Worth
think he
looking.
shot that
You're
well.
at- Are you at a computer?
I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it on my phone.
Yeah.
No, Jimmy's working out.
Yeah, that paints a whole different light up in it. I didn't know he shot that well. That's,
Well, we'll see.
Like you said,
Mike's going to
pretty
see how much I know with a guess.
Okay. So what's a real good 3-point shooter shoot from 3?
40s.
Wow.
Really?
40s
Wow.
Really good. Well, Jimmy, if you do the math, okay, and that's why the 3-point shot, both college, high school, college, and pros has become possible. They're where they want to do it popular is because if you do the math, if I shoot 40% from the 3-point line and shoot threes, you do the math on it. You have to shoot better than 50% from the field to beat me. All things being equal, we both take the same amount of shots.
You know what? That's a great point, and I'll give you an example, and it's a bad example, but it's when I was coaching the high school kids in basketball at CYO. We lost a game, and we made 10 more baskets than the other team, but they made more threes than us, and we got beat.
Yeah. I mean, it's
but there you go.
Like the old days when it first came out, and like even people like Speedy, where the old time cats were like against it. Then you got like a Patino that takes Providence to the Final Four with Billy Donovan shooting threes.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, you remember that, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
And hey, listen, for something else. God, Mike.
If you are thinking of selling your home, don't talk to strangers. Visit MikeBergenRealtor.com and deal with a friend.
I was going to say, as a sidebar real quick, I was thinking of you, Eddie. In the car the other day, I had probably NPR on there talking to an author who just published a book, The Last Temptation of Rick Pitino. And I was listening to the interview for like about 20 minutes. And this author, to make a long story short, basically talked about him like he was a scumbag. I mean, he never said scumbag.
Well, I think, get in line, because I think there's a lot of people that think that. I think the guy's a dirtball, personally.
You told one of the best stories of Fat Hat Radio ever. Of course, it wasn't true, but it didn't matter. It was a great story. It was hilarious.
Which one?
The one with the prostitutes and the sex in the locker room. That's all I'll say. We might have kids listening in.
And then listen. How about the one where he's banging the one of the girls who was like the girlfriend or whatever of one of them, banging her on the dining room table at an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, that's the one. I thought that wasn't true.
Yeah. No, that is true.
Wow.
Oh, wow. What a sweet guy.
Hey, so
Yeah,
listen,
that story didn't come
speaking
up.
of basketball-
That's only Fat Hat Radio.
So, Mike, first off, before I get into something else about basketball, and then I'll shut up. Did you get Embiid's percentage?
I'm looking at it right here. They played 5 games. They're making me add it up on this site. But they played 5 games, right? So far this year?
Yeah.
That sound right? They're 2 and 3?
Right.
I'm afraid to say he's only 6 for 23.
6, 12, 18, 24. So he's
So it's less than 20. About 25%. About 25%, yeah.
Okay. So I'm wrong. All right, so let's move on to the next.
He'll pick it up.
I know I'm wrong.
Yeah. Let's not dwell on that.
So I'm going to place a bet. I'm going to place a dollar bet with you right now today, Jimmy Kelly, that by the end of the year, he's shooting 34% from the three-point
There
line.
you go.
I'm on that. I'm
I'll
on that
write
right
that down.
now. Hey, Ed,
34% from 3-point line.
by the end of the year.
Embiid.
Okay.
By the end of the
Here's
year,
the
right.
deal.
We have plenty of time to forget this bet.
Well, I wish, Mike, if he's shooting 6 for 23, Ed, he should be following his shot. As nobody does that anymore either, right? I mean, that's nobody follows their shot anymore, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't
Is there a reason for that?
know. There's none.
Yeah, right.
None.
Remember, that was follow your
They
shot
don't-
was like, well, unless you were like a guard outside that had to protect the fast break coming back, everybody else would follow their shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And you had that.
And
one
nobody
guy
does that anymore.
talent. One
I was
guy
going to
got
say, I never
Well,
see anybody do that. Right? They don't do that anymore, right?
Here's,
It's like running
Ed,
out ground
correct me
balls
if
in
I'm wrong
baseball.
about this, Ed. But in basketball, though, back when we played, guys didn't shoot as well, I don't think. Now, maybe I'm wrong.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Even pros, like, how would Wilt in this day and age would never get as many rebounds as he got back then because guys make shots now where they didn't before. You know, but I don't know why guys don't. I guess they don't want following shot because they think they're all going in. They're all heading the other way. You know, they take the shot and they start running back.
Right.
That's all part of the deal now. You know, and don't you dare stay and you know. I got to shoot it and I got to run back and make some kind of beat my chest move.
Too
you know,
funny.
All that bullshit.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sounding old.
That's
you
okay,
can't help it. That's why you exercise.
So listen, I know that you guys, and I'll stop with this, but it's worth you guys, if you get an opportunity, have you seen any episodes of the For the Love of Basketball or Basketball: A Love Story?
No.
No.
I seen it on my guide.
I tell you what,
Jimmy,
because you know what, you could watch this, and in all honesty, you could just watch what you want to watch. But I'm going to tell you, my wife and I have been watching it, and the kids, Kels and Cord, whatever. But it's fabulous, and some of them are only like 6-minute segments. Some of them are like 14 minutes, but there's like 62 segments.
What channel's it on?
Wow.
It's on Netflix or whatever.
I don't get Netflix. I don't have Netflix.
Yeah, but you can get it. I'm sure you can get it somehow, some way. But I'm going to tell you, like one segment was like a 14-minute or 16-minute thing on Jordan, and it wasn't just about Jordan it was about him as a player. But it was really about him and Nike, because really Nike not necessarily was on the balls of their ass, but Nike as a sneaker brand with the NBA had no business, like no business before.
I wish that was today.
Before Jordan. What's that?
He wishes that was today.
Yeah, okay, but
They had no
I don't know
business.
if I can watch it with Nike.
No. Come on, bro. It's worth it. You remember David Falk, the name David Falk? Remember the name David Falk?
The agent. He's an agent.
He was his agent.
Right.
He this guy was ridiculously smart. What he did is he built with Nike, he built that Air Jordan brand. And at that point, the NBA, the basketball sneakers were all dominated by Converse. Dr. J, everybody that was anybody wore Converse. And you know, we wore them, lows and highs, whites and blacks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you got leather
Both
Converse,
colors.
You know, it was like
Well,
huge
we got
expensive
older.
and shit like that.
We got fancy when we got older.
But it was just interesting, the story behind it. And so some of it's cool. Like there's a segment on Bobby Knight, and crazy as a bedbug as he was, the old NBA, or ABA, I'm sorry, the old ABA. So if you get a chance, it's called Basketball: A Love Story or something like that.
I'll look for that. I can search for it.
I'll just look for I'll look on. It's probably on demand, Mike. I could probably get it on demand somehow.
That was a good call.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Do you
before
have
we
Comcast or FiOS?
right, I got Comcast.
Okay.
I know you can get it. And it's not Netflix. I don't know enough about that.
Basketball: A Love Story.
Yeah.
I just talked into my remote control. ESPN airs tomorrow, 10 p.m.
And like Jimmy, one thing was, remember Frank McGuire? When Frank McGuire went to
South Carolina, North Carolina,
to South Carolina, and he took all the New York guys.
yes.
I mean, it was just like an underground. But Billy Cunningham had he was great when they interviewed him. He said Frank McGuire had a house appointment, and at the end of his appointment, my mother and father both, now he's Irish, from New York, Brooklyn, whatever. And when we done the house visit, my father said to me, he said, son, or North Carolina at the time, you're going to North Carolina. And it was like, that was the recruiting process. It was over. Because Frank McGuire, Irish, New York, North Carolina, and then Cunningham ends up at North Carolina and is a major star. So
Okay.
Yeah, and I played against one. Ed, he was grabbing all those guys off of those Catholic high schools in New York, like you said.
Yeah.
Kevin Joyce, was it? I think Kevin Joyce. I played against him when I was a freshman. We went up and played.
Kevin Joyce was a great player.
Yeah, we beat him, and he scored, I want to say, 36 of the 38 points they had. It was a freshman game.
He played at Malloy.
That's who it was. Yeah, we played
Malloy,
the freshman at Archbishop Malloy. That's who we played.
Yeah.
We went up to Long Island and played.
Malloy was coached by a guy, Jack Curran, who personal friends with the Nolans, Mr. Nolan, and that's where young Johnny, his younger brother Johnny, played at Malloy, and he was in the backcourt with Kenny Anderson.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's my Raleigh story. When Raleigh came to recruit Johnny, and he ended up going to Providence. When Raleigh came in.
Well, I know that. Yeah, you told that story.
Yeah. So.
All right. Hey guys, I got to jump. I got to get ready for my festivities this afternoon.
I got one quick thing, Jimmy. Jimmy, before you hang up,
Go ahead, Mike.
I got one quick thing on the Flyers. So I didn't know this. So Hayride was listening in here to Jigger's Joint today. He sent me a text from what we talked about the Flyers a little bit ago. So what he said was Thursday the Flyers broke a record for longest start of a season without a fight. It's been 43 years. It's been 43 years since they went 4 games without a fight. That's what he said here. Let's see. Its editorial comment was, bring in some bullies. What do we have to lose? Fair enough. Be more entertaining than what we're watching.
Mike. That's a good one.
That's from our buddy Jack.
All right, Mike. Eddie, I'll talk to you.
All right.
See you guys.
Have a great day, Coinsy. Take care. Eddie, you too, pal.
Alrighty.
Thanks to Jigger for opening a joint up. All right, see you guys later. All right. That was our good friend Jigger, a.k.a. Eddie, a.k.a. EJ, and Coinsy, who is out exercising and now is going to go drink some beers, it sounds like. So thanks to those guys. Thanks to Hayride. Thanks to Big Frank. Thanks to Danny O at Sunday Picks on Twitter. Thanks to Denny the Deej for waking us up again today. And I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. I hope not. Anyway, I had fun again this morning. Thanks, everybody, especially anybody out there who was listening in today. Love you all. Talk to you soon, and have a great weekend, all right? 9:30 tomorrow, Bloody Marys and the Eagles. Maybe I'll talk to you all then.
You're listening to Fathead Radio.
If you are thinking of selling your home, don't talk to strangers. Visit MikeBergenRealtor.com and deal with a friend. You're listening to Fathead Radio, America's most trusted source for fake news.